Cohen, The Wild World of filmmaker Larry Cohen, as director Steve Mitchell's 2017 made film documentary homage, an overview of the filmmaking B-movie creative workaholic and all-round good guy that is Larry Cohen. To date credited with an impressive 87 film and TV productions that he has been involved with as either a director, producer or writer, or indeed a combination of two or more of these. Prolific, but with a true passion for entertainment, overlining the pockets of the Hollywood Hills fat cats. If you want to see solid filmmaking and edge-of-the-seat television entertainment with the budget outlaid up on the screen, then Larry Cohen delivers. Much like his closest peer for professional pride in giving profit to patrons above profiteering producers, the movie-making factory that is Roger Corman, Larry Cohen creates movies for audiences to enjoy and escape from the strife of everyday life. 90 minutes more or less of B-movie goodness. High output with no less effort in delivering a fun time for all. Fully cognitive to the entire process in formulating and finalising a movie or TV programme for the personal joy in bringing about and with a purpose to give people something to engage with and bring joy in viewing as well. If you're a true film fan and still retain that sense of awe and wonderment from your youth, then you will likely know of Larry Cohen. This highly entertaining and engaging film documentary is very much in the affectionate style associated with the great man himself, and will appeal to fans both old and new, as well as educate and entertain in telling about Larry Cohen the man and his incredible catalogue of movies. All hail King Cohen and banquets here in the wild world of filmmaker Larry Cohen. Family, friends and professional colleagues all share stories about Larry Cohen, both in front and behind the camera, with fondness rarely found in the filmmaking business or everyday life in general. Right from the start you get a real sense of Cohen's naughty schoolboy type zest and passion for his fans as he continues to mix with regular people in attending movie and TV conventions around the world. Martin Scorsese describes his great friend as a movie-making machine and tells a wonderful story of how they met because Scorsese purchased the original killer baby doll from Cohen's horror hit It's Alive. His list of industry friends reads like a who's who of the movies, with big-name stars and filmmakers alike all plauding the man as a genuine person of the highest likeable order. Those that appeared in his films for over 5 decades remain in contact, and people like Michael Moriarty and Fred Williamson starred in many of his most famous productions. Before Blaxploitation was even coined as a phrase, Larry Cohen was pounding the streets of New York City and filming in Harlem, putting out true grindhouse movies that people wanted to see and flocked to the theatres to pay to see. Right from an early age, Larry Cohen worked his socks off to get to see movies and eventually be involved in them. As a boy, he would collect groceries for people to save up the money in order to get to purchase tickets to the film theatre showings and watch in awe the double feature pictures playing. Even then he was determined that he was never going to let anyone talk him out of doing what he wanted to do in life. Larry Cohen started out doing stand-up shows, a big fan of Danny Kaye, of whom he modelled his stage performances, a frustrated comedian but ever a film lover, and so began writing a great deal and undertook low-paid jobs on TV shows for television companies such as NBC. Friend and fellow filmmaker Joe Dante describes him as a movie-loving prodigy. Cohen honed his skills during the 50s and 60s as a writer, working on popular shows such as Naked City. During this time, he also soon built up an immunity to rejection. He was Hollywood's invisible man, but that was okay, as all the while he continued striving to be his own man. His game-changing approach for offering new and unique directions in television brought about dynamic and daring programs with a foreboding presence, a menace that dared to stand out from the middle American safety apron of regular shows. With bold new direction in shows such as the classic The Invaders, Cohen gained popularity but not approval by all. Bigwigs such as Quinn Martin felt he was too opinionated, and Hollywood often forced him off productions as he never wanted to toe the line. Defiant that he would never rehash written material, something that to this day Hollywood is guilty of. Larry Cohen even got the great Lee Van Cleef to one day stand tall and defiant, and told him to be himself and embrace his natural look by going on set without a hairpiece. Advice that he took and allowed him to break free of the Hollywood hoax held upon him, and in so doing let Van Cleef relax and be himself, with future performances enhanced because of Cohen's honest advice given. Terrific black actor Yaphet Kotto describes Larry Cohen like a white Martin Luther King, a New Yorker, not a Hollywood guy, shooting on the streets of New York and Harlem, creative on the spot, true guerrilla filmmaking style, something that friend and Cohen film star cohort regular Fred Williamson himself learnt a great deal about from Cohen firsthand, describing Cohen as the best guerrilla filmmaker in the business. Cohen believed in all of his actors, prepared to give their all. He would even write specific scenes and design a dialogue to suit them on the spot to let his actors shine. Larry Cohen's belief in those that performed under his movie-making watch has always been repaid in lifelong liking kind. Star David Carradine was close friends with Cohen from since when they served together in the military. Subversive cinema, like a salacious slideshow, is what Larry Cohen also delivered with requited regularity. Films like It's Alive, with Rick Baker on creative practical effects duties, came about in all its on-screen glory because of the belief and trust placed in Baker by Cohen. He originally never intended to show the monstrous baby until the day he saw Rick Baker's creation firsthand. But even then he only showed just enough to deliver the right reaction from the audience, always believing that the less you show of a monster in a horror film, the scarier the film is. This was a time of discovery still, and Larry Cohen was a true envelope-pushing pioneer. Hollywood's hypocrisy, ever present during the time of It's Alive, had Cohen standing up to distributors Warner Brothers as they held his film back from release due to its horror nature, even though their other horror feature, The Exorcist, was playing all around the world. Larry Cohen is a fighter for truth, honesty, and a beacon of encouragement to all who deserve a chance. He has helped so many out of work, solid actors behind on rent or with debts to pay down the years. He was Tarantino before even Tarantino himself was. Larry Cohen even shot inside J. Edgar Hoover's own home without permission or anyone knowing. This documentary film is a must-see 7.5 out of 10, movie documentary of hugely engaging and entertaining value. Regular Cohen actor and friend Michael Moriarty was very early on beguiled by Cohen's natural ability and likability. He states that Larry Cohen observes actors and sets them free. Even regular everyday city work people such as the police department were used in Cohen movies, and indeed were all keen to offer their services for free to him to play a part. Whenever Larry Cohen was told that's not the way it's done, he just ignored such ignorance and still went ahead and succeeded anyway. This evident gentleman, a kind, considerate and well-intentioned person of high moral standing, is truly made of the stuff, the right stuff. Cue the Winged Serpent, folks. It's time to fly out for the wild world of filmmaker Larry Cohen. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Buckaroo Banzai is pure nutty fun.
Okay.